Hey everyone, here's my second video of being here in beautiful Florence. We're on one of these historical bridges over the Arno River, right in the central district of Florence. For those of you who haven't heard, I'm in Florence composing music for an art installation collaboration I've done with Perul Thacker, a wonderful artist and good friend of mine. And it's been an intense week. I've been composing music right here for music that will be premiered as part of an exhibit coming up in a few days. And needless to say, it has been an intense week, as much as it's a privilege and special experience to visit such a beautifully historic city. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you four things that have made this experience pretty intense for me. When you put yourself in these sort of great situations to compose music with such tight timelines, a lot of things can start to emerge. So I wanted to share with you four things. So number one on our list, by the way, it's really cold here. It's about 8 a.m. here in the morning, and it's abnormally cold in Italy. My gosh, you can see I'm like a typical Canadian, all bundled up here. Anyway, so number one is the tight timeline, as I mentioned. The tight timeline, normally when I compose music, especially for such a large-scale project, I would give myself 3-4 weeks to compose 50 minutes of electronic music. And I have literally just a little over a week. We got here last Tuesday. I started working last Wednesday. The grand opening is Friday night and the public opening Saturday here. And a week and a half to compose 15 minutes of music, even electronic music, has been incredibly intense. So needless to say, just the amount of sort of focus and concentration that I've had to do has been I think it's like when it mentally wears on you, it can also be physically. Right? Anybody who's sort of creative out there knows that when you really have a tight deadline and you have to put in a lot of hours and just concentrate so much and rely on your intuition to bring out creativity, but also work on detail, that can be incredibly intense. Number two, the fear of the unknown. This project has been unique because I've had to compose music that's going to accompany an amazing installation by Perul. And the thing is, though, I haven't actually got to see the actual artwork and installation in place. It's quite unique. The layout within the room is going to be very unique. You can see by the installation shots of the setup that I'm sharing in this video here, you can see that this is a very complicated setup. So needless to say, because of shipping and everything, the artwork could not be installed before I actually started composing. And Perul's work involves textile, so it actually impacts the acoustic of the room. As much as it's been a blessing to compose in the space that my music will actually be included in, it's been really, really challenging to sort of imagine and sort of dream of what it's like, even though Perul and I have had amazing conversations. Number three, the fact that this project is partially inspired by the collective experience that Prue and I had when we were on the Arctic residency, I think has also been wearing on me, because for those of you who've been following my creative journey know that experience being in the Arctic was an incredibly intense experience, just to be immersed within and in that solitude for 2.5 weeks. It was incredibly intense. And lately, anytime I work on projects that go back and reflect on that time in the Arctic, I find that the memories and the emotional overwhelmingness of that experience is incredibly intense. And this is no different, especially because the music that I'm composing actually incorporates sounds that I recorded in the environment, specifically a lot of wind. So listening to these things over and over again brings back a lot of memories. It's very raw in that nature, and really has sort of impacted me in a really interesting way that I really have a hard time putting into words. And finally, number 4 reason why this has been such an intense creative experience for me is because of some of my regular challenges in life with my mental health. I quickly realized that working on a lot of projects, especially on unique topics, that it's actually okay a lot of times to feel like you don't know what you're doing. It's actually where you're going into areas of your mind and your heart where you're exploring ideas you never had before. Now, thankfully, I am confident I'm going to finish this. I'm going to do one more video so you get to see the final result and how I feel about it. And I'm so grateful to everyone that's had me here to work on this project. It's really a great, unique, creative experience. And wish me luck to finish up the piece in the next few days. Ciao from Florence.